My colleague Rahul in conversation right now with Dr. Sandeep Pathak, senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Rajya Sabha MP. Over to you, Rahul.
Joining us now, live and exclusive on India Today, one of the key strategists of the Aam Aadmi Party, Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament and the Aam Aadmi Party's internal chief cephalogist. We've got Sandeep Pathak with us on this broadcast. He's just stepped out of a meeting with former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Thank you very much, Mr. Pathak, because it's well known that you play an important role in plotting the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party when it comes to their political framework. So can I begin by getting you to explain to people watching India Today at this moment, why was Atishi picked? Of all the options you had before you, potential candidates to be the replacement to Arvind Kejriwal, why have you picked Atishi as the new Delhi Chief Minister? Let's start from there.
Thank you, Rahul. But first of all, let me highlight an important fact, that it is not important whether Atishi has become the next Chief Minister or anybody else would have become. What is most important and disheartening for us today is that our leader, Arvind Kejriwal, had to resign. So in today's meeting, there were two things. One, he offered to resign, and then by heavy heart, all of us had to accept it. And then the second part was to select a new Chief Minister. When it came to the Chief Minister's selection, party decided Atishi as a temporary measure until the next election is held, or for more or less, let's say, for a few months. And then all of us took the resolve to fight the election and fight the BJP and bring back Arvind Kejriwal again.
Okay, so you made the point that you're very regretful that Arvind Kejriwal is stepping aside, but you sidestepped my question on why Atishi. Of all the people you could have selected, explain your party's choice to the voters of Delhi and to the viewers of India Today. Why Atishi, why no one else?
See, in Aam Aadmi Party, there are so many competent people, highly qualified and competent people are there. You can also see me as a young MP. So this party has always set a trend and tradition of going with the merit, as well as the entire party is united, and whoever Arvind Kejriwal had trusted upon, the entire party just accepted. But I'll again highlight the fact that it is not important who becomes the Chief Minister. The Chief Ministership, a new Chief Minister, is a temporary position for now, for next few months. Ultimate resolution is to bring back Kejriwal. All of us will together fight against the BJP and go to the people of Delhi, and then we'll bring back Kejriwal again. That is more important.
You've just stepped out of a meeting with the AAP convener. Can you give us an inside view into the thinking in Arvind Kejriwal's mind at this moment? What are his immediate next steps? How do you see that?
See, there are two things. One, when the Bharatiya Janata Party started alleging on this liquor scam, whatever they have framed in their own mind, so Arvind Kejriwal had decided not to resign. The Bharatiya Janata Party's strategy was very clear, and they had planned it precisely, that first they would arrest Arvind Kejriwal, then they'll break down the entire party, and then they will form the Bharatiya Janata Party government. Now, what happened? Arvind Kejriwal is out from the jail. B, that the party is united. Instead, party is growing day by day. And then the third portion, that they thought of forming BJP government, did not happen. But what is more important is that they have failed to understand who Arvind Kejriwal is. See, Arvind Kejriwal has lived a life of, he has struggled throughout his life. He is deadly honest person, kattar imandar person. If you allege him of this sort of thing, he would not going to live his rest of his life just like taking all these allegations on his shoulder. So he had decided that let the people of Delhi decide. 2 crore people of Delhi would give him until clean chit. Till then, he would not take up the Chief Minister's post. So we resigned, Arvind Kejriwal resigned, not because the Bharatiya Janata Party pressurized. We resigned because he wants to go to the people of Delhi and let people of Delhi give him the clean sheet, and then only he would take up the So these are the things that's in mind. He has been a dead honest person in all his life, and he would never take up any position and would not do anything which would compromise or compromise his own belief on anti-corruption crusade or honesty, integrity.
We are told that Arvind
so elections
Kejriwal
and all these
intends
things
to
are very much
leave
secondary. I must tell you, Rahul,
the
this.
Chief
Many
Minister
people may
house
not
on flag 6 Civil Staff Road in the next few days. Can you give us a sense of where Arvind Kejriwal will be staying once he leaves the Chief Minister's house?
See, I can confirm the fact that he would leave the Chief Minister's house, the official residence, and next 10-15 days, or I don't know officially how long they would allow, but whatever days we are available with, we'll find a new accommodation somewhere, and then we'll shift to that place.
Okay. Now, what are your internal polls telling you about Haryana? From the polls that I have seen done by media organizations and by political parties, it seems Aam Aadmi Party is a fringe player in Haryana. Kejriwal is a Haryana ka ladka. How important is the Haryana Assembly elections for the Aam Aadmi Party? And are you, as a psephologist and pollster in your own right, concerned about the prospects of AAP cutting into the anti-BJP vote share, which currently seems to be going towards the Congress, and in the end, willy-nilly helping the BJP?
So, first thing I would like to highlight is the fact that the Haryana is ready for a change. The Bharatiya Janata Party is on its way out from Haryana, and it is very clear, it is very evident, and there is no question about it. Number one. Number two, now who would take up the place of Bharatiya Janata Party? Now there are quite a few political parties. Among all the political parties, Aam Aadmi Party is the new entrant in Haryana, and Aam Aadmi Party has proven its record in Delhi and Punjab, which is adjoining to Haryana. Therefore, if people are thinking about change, then the Aam Aadmi Party can be the change, flag bearer of the change. Therefore, it is very difficult at this point of time to predict any particular result. The moment Aam Aadmi Party entered into the fray, it is a quite fragmented polity now, and anything can happen in Haryana. But one thing is very clear, that the Bharatiya Janata Party is losing badly and they are on their way out.
You haven't answered my question, Mr. Pathak. What are your internal polls indicating? Are you in this contest just to establish your presence across the state, or do you think you actually have a chance of being able to convert some vote share into seat share? How bullish are you? Like, I know for an example that you were extremely bullish on Gujarat. It didn't really work out in the end like that, but the party was very aggressive. Are you as aggressive on Haryana as you were in Gujarat, or are you mindful of the fact that the more aggressive you are, probably the better it is for the BJP?
See, as a political party, we fight election with full might, whatever God has given us strength, right? So in Gujarat, you must have seen the way we fought election, and getting 5 seats from nowhere is not a mean task, I would say. And about more than 10% vote share achieving in first time in any state is like a big task to achieve, number one. Number two, when it comes to Haryana, our organization is very strong. And you asked about the internal surveys and all. I can tell you only this thing today, that this election is not going to be straightforward. Aam Aadmi Party is going to be a big player, and Aam Aadmi Party is going to surprise the entire polity like we did in Gujarat. And in this particular case, I must tell you that Arvind Kejriwal belongs to Haryana. वो हरियाणा के बेटे हैं. So the जो दिल से दिल का connect है Haryana mein is much deeper than anywhere else. So I think something extraordinary is going to happen. You also asked me about the India alliance. So see, you have to understand one thing, that all of us are a different political party with a different ideologies. We have a different organization. We have different responsibilities. We tried to forge alliance. In fact, Congress party tried to forge alliance. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. So let us accept the fact that what is important today is to defeat Bharatiya Janata Party, and we leave it to the people of Haryana to decide the mandate. But
no,
we
so
are
from
very
what
much
you are
into
saying,
the fray.
am
we are
I to
very
understand
confident about a very good prospect, and
you are
something
open,
extraordinary is going to come out.
from what you're saying, am I to understand that you're open to a tactical ground level understanding, despite the fact that you have no larger seat sharing alliance, but if on certain seats you think the Congress is strong, you're willing to pull back a little bit so as to ensure that the BJP loses? Is that the larger purpose that you have in mind?
No, the straight answer is no. We have no understanding with Congress. We are fighting Congress head on in Haryana. We are a different political party. We are fighting separately. We have fielded candidates in almost all the seats. So we are fighting for Aam Aadmi Party. We have a very strong candidates there. We have very good prospects. We are not fighting in any way. We don't have any understanding with Congress. We are all separate. We're fighting separately. We're fighting in almost all the seats. But
Let's come
as
now.
I said, I would reiterate again, but the idea is to defeat Bharatiya Janata Party because Bharatiya Janata Party is in power at this point of time. So we'll have to drive BJP out of Haryana.
Let's come now to Delhi. If I look at the Lok Sabha data files as a starting point, it suggests that a certain part of the Muslim, Dalit, Basti vote, which originally belonged to the Congress, has potentially gone back to the grand old party. The Congress's vote share in the last assembly crashed to as low as 4%. It seems that that vote share will be swinging back. We can't be certain how much. You were at 54% in the last assembly elections. It seems that vote share could potentially be under stress, while the BJP is in the late 30s, and that seems to be quite constant and a pakka vote bank. Are you concerned that as the Congress bounces back, and we're speaking to the likes of, say, a Sandeep Dikshit or an Ajay Makan or others in the Congress, as that 4% goes up, if it comes somewhere into the 20s, the principal threat is to the Aam Aadmi Party in the next assembly elections coming from your frenemies in the Congress?
See, you asked about the Congress prospect to bounce back. My answer to this is very simple and very clear, and almost everyone would appreciate this. There is no prospect of Congress party bouncing back, number one. Number two, but Congress is not into the fray at all. The fight is between Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party, number one. You rightly pointed out that in Vidhan Sabha elections, we are about 50 to 55% vote share, and the Bharatiya Janata Party is about 35 to 38 percentage, right? When it comes to Lok Sabha election, the role reverses a little bit, and then the result is always opposite. When it comes to the Vidhan Sabha election, the entire communities, all the communities, and it is not a community-specific election in Delhi. It is way more wider and deeper when it comes to Aam Aadmi Party's polity in Delhi, which comprises almost all the segments. So therefore, we are quite confident the kind of work Arvind Kejriwal has done all these years. And people, I mean, even after his resignation, if you go and talk to people, they would repeat the same thing, that they would want to bring back Arvind Kejriwal again because of the kind of work he has done. So because of work he has connect with the people of Delhi is going to be there. And Aam Aadmi Party would come back even more strongly this time, and I think you shouldn't be worried if we come back with 70 out of 70.
You're aiming for 70 out of 70, and all the best with that. In Haryana, does the Aam Aadmi Party, in your estimate, hurt the BJP more, or could it potentially hurt the Congress a lot? Because do you see AAP's vote, as was the case in Uttarakhand and Himachal, largely as a urban phenomena in Haryana? Or do you think it could also penetrate into rural areas and thereby end up hurting the Congress's prospects as well?
See, it is not limited to urban or rural. I'll give you an example. If you look at Delhi, Delhi is urbanized segment totally. If you look Punjab, we have a very strong base in rural area in Punjab. Now, when it comes to Haryana, so we have a strong base in rural Haryana as well as in urban Haryana. So I don't think we are limited to any. The biggest strength of Aam Aadmi Party is not defined or restricted to a particular demographic. It is penetrated, and it runs across the communities, across these segments in all these states wherever we fight election. So I think who are we going to be more damaging for? That I don't read in that way. I read in a way that where am I getting my votes from? So we don't target any particular community. Our strategy, although many a times people say strategy, there's no strategy. The simple strategy is that you talk to people and just understand the concern of the people of the state and make your entire political narrative around what people are asking for. So today in Haryana, unemployment is the biggest problem. Farmers' problems are one of the biggest problems. Again, women's safety is another issue. So all these issues are there. If you address these issues, then you don't have to be limited to one community or the other. You are just across the spectrum.
Finally, how soon does Arvind Kejriwal hit the campaign trail in Haryana? When is your first big splash in his home state?
Very soon, in next couple of days, he'll be in Haryana, and we'll be releasing his schedule most likely tomorrow.
Okay, we wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us, and we'll track. You're saying there will be a big change in the political dynamics of the state of Haryana. We'll see to what extent you're able to make that happen. Sandeep Pathak for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you.